Welcome to the Outer Rim Rookie, a beginner's journey to joining the 501st and Rebel Legion. My name is Rob Williams. Today is episode 3 in my Walt's Trooper Factory AT-AT driver purchase. Part 1 is about the greeblies that were made by Pilot Bay that came with the collection of armor from Walt's Trooper Factory. Part 2 was about the armor itself from Walt's Trooper Factory and the quality of that work. Part 3 is about my experience with Walt's Trooper Factory and purchasing the AT-AT driver armor. I hesitated making this video. I didn't want to be coming across as negative or old man shaking fist at cloud. But at the same time, I needed to kind of share my experience and the events that went on when trying to receive my Walt's Trooper Factory AT-AT driver armor. Typically, I'm not the type of person to complain. When I was younger, I'd be very afraid of actually sending food back to the kitchen if it was not cooked properly. I just didn't want to upset the cook or risk him spitting in my food. But as I grow older, I realize I don't give a crap anymore, and I need to get what I paid for. And so this video is me basically explaining how things went and offering some advice for anybody who's looking to purchase from Walt's Trooper Factory or offer some advice for Walt Trooper's Factory itself. This is in no way an attack on Walt himself. This is the other reason I didn't want to make this video. I didn't want this to be an attack on the person. Walt is probably a fantastic person. I never really interacted with Walt on a personal level. People seem to be really excited about his work and him as a person. He's a brother of the 501st, and he cares a lot about his kids, I can tell. And I'm always a sucker for a dad who loves his children. But this is not personal. This is business. And as a consumer, I need to share my experience. I noticed also as a YouTuber, I don't have a lot of people following me, but I notice spikes in my viewership when I do a product review. When I'm looking like at Henry's Helmet Fans, I notice there's a spike in viewership. When I'm going over other unboxings, when we're doing the Ghostbusters Tools and Talents, there's a spike in viewership because they want to know our opinion. We wear this stuff on a regular basis and they want to know what the quality's like. As a consumer myself, I take a look around at what other people say. I don't read the reviews a lot on Amazon, but I do look at the video and want to get a look at what's out there. So I feel I'm doing a positive service in this fashion as well. So let's get into how it all began. After doing a bit of research and kind of trying to figure out who I'm going to purchase from, I wanted to stick with Walt because he had made my Scout Trooper belt, which I purchased from him about a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And I'm happy with it. It's a good belt, it's sturdy, and man, I put it to the test. If you've ever been in a Blaster Trooper booth, you're putting it to the test. So I was happy with it, happy with the price. It was $700 American. I'm in Canada, so that works out about $850 or so Canadian. But ouch, but it's worth it. People seem to be happy about this armor, and he was happy to sell it. It was a good deal. When we talked on August 2nd, he said that the chest box and greeblies were included, the aluminum pieces, the decals. The greeblies were coming from Australia, but the chest piece and everything else he was making. So super excited, money down. Let's do this. He also said it was going to take about 6 weeks, but this is around back to school time for the Americans. In Canada, typically it's September, and as an educator, I get it. Back to school is a very busy time. So 6 weeks approximately, give or take. No problem. Fast forward to October 23rd. That's about 13 weeks or so. And I check in for status. I haven't heard much of anything, and things are dying down for school for me. So my birthday had just passed. Let's check in, see how it's coming. He wasn't sure which kit I had ordered, which kind of was like unusual for me. I think he was getting me confused with somebody else, just on the language, but he was like, it's on its way, we'll get it to you. And there was another $75 for shipping, which is not a surprise. November 12th, that's about 14 weeks after purchase or so, received the armor. I even did an unboxing video, and it took it down now because of all the events that have happened. But when I opened it up and showed it, I was super excited, overwhelmed by the challenge that was ahead by building this armor. But I was excited And and I looked at it and it was like, it seemed fine to me. I don't know the armor very well. I'd done my research, but I was kind of looking at things and I'm like, something's off. There's something bugging me. I feel something's off, but overall, it's pretty good. The quality seemed to be fine. Still have to I'm going to show it to my friends and have them take a look and see, does this look good? So November 22nd, about a week later, I asked, when are the greeblies coming in? Because they haven't come in yet. It's just the armor. He said, quote, my original source told me today. He's almost done. My fallback guy. Let me ask. I heard nothing after that. There was no follow-up. He didn't give me information. It went silent. So a week later, I asked basically 3 questions. 1, greeblies, when will it come in? 2, is there a checklist for the parts of the hard armor? Just to make sure everything's there. I sensed something was missing. I sensed there was some pieces gone, especially when it came to the helmet. I thought there was some ear parts or so. And 3, I was concerned about some orange peeling on the armor, which I showed you in last episode. I had some friends look at it and they noticed the orange peel as well. His response to the orange peel was, quote, orange peel can happen and it is in no way a stoppage for approval. But if it's bad, I can replace that part. Just send me a pic of that part. I was kind of not bothered by it, but a little bit off-put because I paid for quality work here and there should be no orange peeling. But he was willing to take a look at it and maybe replace the part. So there you go. It's hard. I can't imagine how hard it is to make armor and vacuum press. So there is going to be mistakes. That's just natural in some ways. But if there is a mistake, I would like to have it replaced because, like I said, this cost me $850 Canadian. Also, after we did a little back and forth and took some pictures of all the pieces, he did notice that there were pieces missing, approximately about 8 or 9 pieces. They were mostly the donuts that go in the box, as well as the ear pieces. So that's about 8 pieces. He said he'd replace all the parts and we'll be all good. Awesome. But this is November. This has been a while now. And so as I'm waiting for these pieces to come in and my greeblies, I decided to do more research on how to put it together. Looking forward to getting this thing together. So I went to a Facebook site and for AT-AT drivers and kind of looked at what everybody put together, see how they built it. And so I know I can go to a place and ask for advice on where things go and such. And as I'm looking at, I noticed somebody was celebrating their armor and it was from Walt's Trooper Factory. So I was like, that's interesting. So I asked him, I reached out, we'll call him Bob. Okay. I reached out to Bob and said, hey, when did you order your AT-AT driver armor? He had ordered it a day after I did. He not only ordered it after me, he had it sent to a friend. That friend built it for him, had it sent to his house, pictures taken, the approval process was done. He got approved and it had just trooped in it. All before I have gotten the rest of my armor. I'm still missing 55% of my armor. Alarm bells are starting to go off. In the immortal words of Bart Simpson,
gentlemen, I am not leaving without my elephant.
So, January 5th, I decided to wait. Christmas time has come and gone. I was sick, school, everything. I did not want to deal with this over the Christmas break. And I really didn't feel like putting this on someone during a Christmas break. So I waited till after Christmas to ask about the armor. Where is my elephant? I requested an update on the missing pieces and the greeblies. And his response was, quote, White just got in. Let me review what is missing / broken. From this point on, please continue to ask me at least weekly until it's taken care of. Another concern, it should not be up to me to keep contacting you about where my elephant is. It's an elephant. You should know where it is and you should know how to get it to me. January 12th, another week later, I reached out to request the status. Where is my elephant? The missing pieces and the greeblies. 2 days later, he says he's still waiting, but states, quote, from this point on, please continue to ask me at least weekly until it's taken care of. In other words, it's up to me again to keep reaching out.
Where's my elephant?
At this point, I'm getting frustrated though. I did mention to him that Bob had received his armor. He purchased it a day after me, and I told him about the process and the journey it went from builder to approval to trooping. He seemed to express genuine understanding and stated, quote, real life has stopped me in my tracks. I'm not at the shop as often as I should be, but please let me fix this week. But still He didn't know whether I had white armor or gray armor, and I'm just going to tally that up to the fact that he's just trying to answer my question now and doesn't have his checklist or his list in front of me and my name or so. So I'm going to put faith in that. He also stated that he will pull a whole new set of armor for me, a whole new set. The reason for that was because the color of the armor, this white shade of armor, did not match the white shade of plastic that he had in shop. So instead of giving me the one piece of armor that needed to be replaced with the other missing greeblies, he'll just replace the whole armor and make good. I was actually quite surprised about this. And he said he's going to grab, quote, his personal greebly set. So not only am I getting a new set of armor, I'm also getting his personal greebly set. This really did demonstrate to me at the time that he was really working hard to make amends and fix the problem. So I'm feeling, okay, I'm going to be patient. I'm losing patience, but I'm going to be patient. He really wants to make good. February 1st, September, October, November, December, January, February. February 1st, about 6 months since I purchased my armor. I inquire again.
Where's my elephant?
He said it's nearly done. Just the top mohawk piece is left. But he is having medical problems. All right. Can't fault a guy for having medical problems. 2 weeks later, February 17th, I inquired again.
My elephant! Where's my elephant?
Hey, they're playing the elephant song!
He said he thought he sent it to me last week and wanted me to, quote, please keep this message going. I don't want to lose it.
Yada, yada, yada.
He then responds later on, after a bit of back and forth. He says, quote, a second Rob Williams had something shipped to my builder. That's your kit. To expedite this, I'm going to pull a whole new set and have my greeblies guy mail them directly to you, and I will have your ADAT kit out tomorrow. Wednesday at the latest. 100% our fault. I will toss in an official Walt's Trooper Factory t-shirt for all the troubles. Let me know a size. So, just to recap that last section, I really want to stress this part here. He had made my armor finally and shipped it to another Rob Williams, I believe, or just at least another Rob. So someone else has gotten my elephant, and he's going to have his greebly guy mail them directly to me, which confused me more because he had said earlier he's taking his quote-unquote personal greebly set. So his personal greebly set is now no longer in the picture, and his greebly guy is now going to send it directly to me. And I get a t-shirt to boot.
Whoop-de-doo!
The only response I could have after he explains this to me was, dude, what else can you say? You can't swear, you can't curse, it is what it is. Dude. His response to this was, quote, it's hard to rely on helpers that only see half the big picture. And again, all my fault, and please allow me to fix it. Yes, the name Rob was on the box, and the wrong slip went out on the box with like 25 other boxes this week, unquote. So there's another Rob with my elephant, and 25 other people got their elephants. And here I am, 6 months later, elephantless. Well, I got 45% of an elephant. He says, quote, I totally get it. I let you down. This time I will be doing it myself. So now there's a little bit more information for me as a consumer that he was not pulling my armor. He was asking someone else to pull the armor. So now there's a whole bunch of cooks in the kitchen, I guess. The analogies are everywhere here. February 18th, 2 weeks later. He's getting the armor together for shipping, but complains that there's no heat in the shop. But it won't affect the order. I honestly don't give a crap about how cold it is in that shop. I just want my elephant. But he asked me what t-shirt size I want. I don't want the t-shirt, I said. Next day, says the greeblies will ship Friday or Saturday. Says the guy was missing a tusk, but then explains that he found the tusk and kind of talking about all these greeblies that he found a guy and he'll get it to me, which confused me even more because I thought I was getting his personal greebly set, as he said before. Maybe he's trying to give full disclosure, trying to keep me in the loop. I appreciate that. I just want my stuff. I don't need an excuse. I don't need an explanation. Just give me my elephant. And he states he will, quote, ship it complete. February 26th, another week or so later. The armor has arrived. We have a back and forth to make sure that all the pieces are there. I really wish there was a checklist again. I have to lay it out on my bed, take a photograph, send it to him and say, is this my elephant? Is it all here? Am I missing a tusk? Am I missing whatever? And he confirms it's all there. Great. I really wish there was a checklist, but he says it's all there. Fantastic. I asked him when the greeblies will arrive. He assumed it would have arrived by now. He gave me a tracking number, in fact, and told me that's coming from a guy. Strangely enough, the same guy that built Bob's armor. Small world. March 3rd. What is that? September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months after I purchased my armor, the Greebly box arrives. And it is overwhelmingly disappointing. Let me show you what's in this box.
All right, so here we go. Here's the box of greeblies that I got from Walt's Trooper Factory. I got broken pieces. I got stuff that was just kind of looks like it's melting. And not only did I get one piece, I got 4 of the same pieces. I'm only supposed to have 2 of these. I got little buttons that are supposed to be metal looking, but instead look like melting plastic. These clock ears are supposed to have nice shape and form, but instead look like it got run over by a truck. This is apparently supposed to be the pillbox that goes in the back of the helmet. These tusks actually look good. It's the only good thing out of this pile of rubble. And then I get this. These are the resin canisters that go in the back of the helmet. They are the wrong shape, they are the wrong size, and they're heavy as hell. They're useless. I got doubles of things and I'm missing so many other pieces. Compared to the actual Pilot Bay Greebly set that I got last time, this is junk. As a friend of mine said, it's as if somebody had a pile of extra stuff and pulled it all into a box and shipped it. Utter crap.
So as you can see, pieces are missing. Decals are missing. Parts that did arrive are either broken or poorly made. They look chipped, mangled, melting almost. I have duplicates of some pieces and none of others. The canisters are resin cast and weigh a ton and are not even accurate to the CRL. They don't even look like the ones that are advertised on his Facebook page. I've done enough research to know that this is not quality work and I am missing pieces. I am furious at this point. Get that out of here. I reach out to Walt about my concerns, send him pictures, and let him know these were not the greeblies that you advertised on your Facebook page. Next day, I flatly state that I am greatly disappointed. Here's what I wrote. Quote, "So here's the deal, Walt. This whole situation has been a massive disappointment and very stressful, expensive, and time-consuming disappointment for both of us. I am requesting you send me the proper greeblies ASAP. I will mail this box of greeblies back to Bob's friend because not only are they poorly made and missing pieces, but they are not like the ones you promote on your Facebook site. If you cannot do this, I want a refund for the $700 US plus $100 Canadian for the duty I paid for the 2 shipments on the armor and the amount I have to spend to ship all of this armor, 2 boxes, back to you." I should have grammar checked it as I wrote. I'm looking back at it now, but I guess I was in a rage. His response, quote, "Keep them. Don't waste money mailing them back. Yes, I agree. They are not up to the standard I wanted. I think Bob's friend was trying to help me because the original guy stiffed me and is currently trying to make good. I'm in contact with him now and I'm trying to get a definite timeline, but it will be ASAP. Now, to make it up a bit, I will also send you the missing parts of the old kit. If you wish, you can build and sell it, or sell it / give it away. Up to you. If you build it and sell it, it will definitely give you a full return on your money. One way or another, I won't fail you. Let me push this guy a bit more. By the way, sidebar, did I mention he sent the t-shirt anyways?" He sent me the t-shirt anyways. Kudos for picking the right size, I guess. He nailed the size. So, I'm not wearing this thing, Walt. Sorry.
Burn, motherfucker, burn!
So we discussed back and forth a little bit more about my concerns. The extra costs of import fees, him dealing with some other guy in Australia. I don't know. March 8th. I request a status on the greeblies.
Where's my elephant?
This is a different elephant now. I got the big part of the elephant. I want all the small parts of the elephant. I got the body, need the tusks. He states, quote, I have 2 sets coming, one from Australia and one from California, whoever gets here first. This implies he has 2 people working on it. Wow, great. March 14th, a week later, he reaches out and states the greeblies have made it stateside, but his Australian person flaked on him, which he was actually expecting, he said. Sounds like there's a lot more to the story, but I don't give a crap anymore. I just want my stuff. March 22nd, Walt states that they have come in and seems very excited about it. He genuinely seems excited about these greeblies. He sent pics to confirm it. We talk about, are they really good? And he says, quote, oh, they are, and they're a lot more than what the original sale included, but you're gonna get them. Now I'm having more concerns because more than what the sale was?
Come again.
He states, oh, there's 2 circuit boards, 2 hoses for the front, the stickers, clock arms, lens.
What you talking about, Will?
Exactly what I friggin' ordered. Nothing in that list was more than what I ordered. When I ordered this 7 to 8 months ago, I asked him, are all the greeblies part of it and the decals? And he said, yes, those are greeblies, those are decals. I don't know how that's more than what I ordered. He might be talking about something else. I don't know. But the wording there just all of a sudden alarm bells. He also states, quote, I think I'm missing 1 gear. Circuit boards, no, I have no idea who to get those from, but this guy made them. Let me ask about the 1 cog. I think it should be 2. Nope, just 1. Should I be here for this conversation? He then explains to me he's trying to make sure he has all the pieces before shipping them so that he has 2 sets. I remember him talking about he was going to check it with the CRL. Where is a checklist? There needs to be a checklist. You shouldn't have to go back and forth to the CRL. Pilot Bay did not have a checklist, I noticed in our first video. Walt does not have a checklist for these things. You got to have a checklist. How do you know what you're sending out? He explains to me he's trying to make sure all the pieces are here before shipping so that I have 2 sets. Okay? He wants to make sure I have 2 sets of these things and asks he may have questions later about what I still need. He never does ask me, which I assume he knows what I'm missing, but I doubt it. March 31st, I request a status update on my elephant. He says he will get it in the mail this week and will supply the tracking. Awesome. Good news. Holy cow. April 2nd, 8 months since I first ordered this. I request a tracking number. He says he's sending it to the post the next day. Fantastic. Next day, he confirms the address, sends a pic of the tracking label, and states I should receive an email soon. Great. Holy cow. It's coming. My elephant's coming. Elephant's coming. Great. April 11th. The elephant has landed.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And as you see, I do the unboxing with the greeblies in part 1. I'm assuming it's all there. I'm not exactly sure. I have a feeling that there might be a couple pieces still missing. I've noticed in one of the greeblies after doing a lot more research since the unboxing, one of them doesn't look quite right and there's another piece missing. It looks like some sort of almost looks like some duct tape sort of section. But at this point, I don't even know if that's part of the selection because there is no checklist. I don't know if I'm missing anything or not. As I've written all this down, I've documented all of this. I go through it. I reread everything. Just go over the account. I've noticed a few things. I'm extremely patient. The fact this went on for 8 months, dude, that's extremely patient. Tell me you're an educator without telling me you're an educator. I was surprised how many times I had to be the one to initiate conversation. Where's my elephant? Where's my elephant? Where is my elephant? The constant checking in on the status of my order, the constant asking about it, when's it coming? Is everything okay? When will I receive it? I'm surprised how many times he asks me to check in with him. How many times he wants me to initiate the conversation. It's strange for me for a company to have me be the one to check in and keep track of my order when you should have a list or a spreadsheet or something about, hey, we got to get this order out. It's like 4 months late, 5 months late, 8 months late. I'm actually surprised how many times he asked me what color my armor was. I'm surprised how many times I received a personal update on how he's doing. Not that I don't want you to feel bad or be in bad health, but honestly, you gotta be frank, I want my order. I don't want to hear that it's cold in the room. Sorry. Put the heater on and give me my elephant. I was surprised how many times the story changed. Which parts were part of the deal, which parts were not. The fact that he was going to give me his personal collection of greeblies, and yet they're from someone else, from Pilot Bay. How I just so happened to contact him on the day he's actually pulling something or talking to somebody about my order or what. Just a sheer coincidence. And how many times I request a checklist for making sure if all the parts to my elephant are here. So what do we take out of this? What do we learn off of this thing? You know me. When I discuss my videos and I go through the process and I have an event or a build or something like that, I always talk about what did we learn? This is the educator in me. What did we learn? Well, here's what I learned. And here's some advice I'm going to give to Walt's Trooper Factory. 1, you need to get a checklist out. This goes for Pilot Bay as well. And anybody else who's thinking of making parts or armor for any person out there, not just 501st, but anything. You need to have a checklist. Not just for the consumer like myself, who's looking at this with bright eyes and who has done the research. I have done my research. But still, it's overwhelming. It's a lot. I still have to figure out how am I going to build this. But every single item you purchase at a store, like a game piece or whatever, there's a list of what's in the box. You go to any IKEA, it tells you what's in the box. You need to let the person know what's in the kit. And if you want a bonus, and I know this is probably a tall order, you want a bonus, I'm going to call it the IKEA special. You put a diagram of where these pieces go. I know it sounds like a lot, but if you do that, the amount of effort you put in to show your customers, yes, I know what I'm talking about. I know these parts. Here's where they go, and it will help guide them. I guarantee you, it'll up your status as a builder, and it'll make you more dependable. People will go to you. I talk to a lot of new recruits. I talk to a lot of people who want to join the 501st. Ever since I've started this show, a lot of people come up to me and ask me my opinion on things. I never thought that would happen, to be frank. But they ask me my opinion on things, and I want to help them. It's the teacher in me. I want to guide them to the proper place. So when you have a checklist of all the things that are in that box, plus where they go, just a quick guide, you don't have to tell them how to screw it in or so. It would be great to have just it set up because they rely on you and they'll come back to you. Because you 501st people know, Rebel Legion, Mandos, you don't just build one costume. This AT-AT driver is going to be my 6th costume. I've got 3 more in the works I haven't talked about yet. Just imagine that person building it for the first time. And we'll come back to you for that TIE pilot costume, that Scout Trooper costume, that Imperial Gunner costume. They'll come back. If they have faith in you and they rely and they know that you can build this and know your shit. Here's another thing. Why is it up to me to sell my armor to make up the cost? I don't know how to sell this. I don't even feel right selling armor that is not in great shape to my friends. It doesn't feel right to me. And I'm not going to do it to a stranger. I just don't, it's not even complete. How do I sell this? Give it away? I'm not covering my cost by me giving it away. It should not be up to me. But for some reason, now it is. I don't know what to do with this. Another thing that I would strongly suggest, you need to keep a track of your customers somehow. I don't see it happening. I don't sense it's happening on my part. Just as much as there's no checklist, which would, again, help you on making sure all the pieces are in the box. Check, 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 check. Box it, ship it, gone. Everything's in there. I have faith what's in that box. You also have the same faith on, okay, I've dealt with Bob, I dealt with Mary, I dealt with Tom. Check, 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 check. it sounds like Walt's dealing with other people building the armor as well. There seems to be a need for improvement in communication with these people. It should not be up to me, the consumer, to contact you and keep asking you, where's my order? Show you care, and I will show you a customer that comes back. Because right now, there is no way I'm purchasing from Walt's Trooper Factory again. And that's a real shame for me to say. I don't like saying that. Because I know, first of all, Walt's got this, is the only person that I know makes this Imperial Gunner hard piece that I'm building Imperial Gunner. I can't purchase it right now. I will not purchase it right now. I can't. I don't care if it's the only one. I'll do something else. But it's also a shame because I know a lot of people rely on Walt. Walt, you saw the last video. The quality of work is good. It was good work. Yeah, there was some orange peeling. And if that was the only problem, he was just trying to fix that one piece, I think we would have had this done. I know somebody in the garrison who just recently ordered a piece and it came within a month. Which now that I think about it, why did he get his before I got mine? But that's beside the point. But still, he was happy. I see a lot of people saying, I like Walt's Trooper Factory gear. And they say thank you for it. And I want that to keep happening. I want this guy to be successful. I don't want bad things to happen. And again, this is not personal. This is business. But he ain't getting my business until he fixes his business. And I can't recommend his business because I know I'm not the only one that's had troubles with his business. I got a friend or two who's still waiting for their elephant, and they share their stories with me. So I'm sharing my story with you. I would love to hear positive things about Walt's Trooper Factory. Put it in the comments below. This will not be a place to attack Walt at all. I will not allow it. I will delete your comment if you're here to attack Walt personally. Because that's not what this is about. This is about helping a company be better because I am very frustrated with this process. And I'm hoping that I'm a rare situation, but I cannot recommend you right now. I'm sorry, I really am. Maybe it's the Canadian in me. That being said, now I get to actually build the goddamn elephant. Project Nyrox has all of a sudden become Project White Elephant. And I'm not thrilled about that. And I'm not going to let this experience ruin this build. We are almost done. It has been delayed by a tremendous amount, but we're going to put this thing together. And that's going to be a process in itself that I will film and record for you guys. Because I've noticed there's not a lot of AT-AT driver builds out there. So I'm going to try and hit that niche market and help people out as best I can. And I'm going to have a bunch of people help me out along the way. I want to thank you for watching this. I want to thank you for watching this 3-part series on my adventures with Walt's Trooper Factory. If you want to like or subscribe, I would love that. Help the channel grow. Also, check out the Generation X-Wing podcast. We go live every second Thursday, and we talk about all things pop culture, 80s, 90s, movies reviews, Star Wars, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a lot of fun. And also, we put out episodes every Saturday wherever you download podcasts. Thanks for watching. Let's get this sucker built. We'll talk to you next time. And remember, elephants are built on hope. Bye.
So isn't that what we're all asking in our own lives? Where's my elephant? I know that's what I've been asking.